In an unfiltered and captivating interview, trainer Gary Griffiths opens up about his fascinating journey in horse racing, revealing his early experiences and transition into conditioning horses. With an insider's perspective, Griffiths shares his candid insights on the current state of horse racing in the country, offering a unique view that fans and enthusiasts alike won't want to miss. Join Quick Gallop, jhay.com, and subscribe to its YouTube channel, The Quick Galloper, for this riveting lifetime narrative featuring trainer Gary Griffiths. Tune in for a compelling story that promises to enlighten and engage.
The name Griffiths in horse racing in Jamaica is a huge name, for more than one reason. First of all, are you related to the Griffiths involved in racing?
Yes. Winston is my brother.
And therefore, Chunky would have also
Chunky is my brother, Nikita is my brother. So overall, racing is just in the blood.
Those were jockeys, certainly Winston and thing. They were the jockeyship ever?
Not at all. I never think about riding. I didn't even think about training horses. It's just that I started owning horses, and my apprentice master, Rudolph Hardayal, gave me assistant just to move around, and eventually I was called. So I started doing it.
Obviously, you're from Westmoreland.
I am from Westmoreland, Granger in Westmoreland.
So, racing wasn't a part of you early?
No, but I leave Westmoreland from early days, and I went to JC, right? So I lived down there from the early years. I went to school, so I'm more into business than racing.
But how did the racing bug bite?
No, it was from birth. It was there from birth. Father always listened to the races. We're watching, we're listening, we're riding the horses, we hear them coming, so it was there from birth.
So when did you now take that leap?
I started owning horses about 97, and then in 2001, 2002, Trainer Hardale gave me assistant. And I just start owning horses and be around him, learn more about horses, and then eventually I get my trainer's license in 2007.
Who were some of your batchmates then?
Ian Passard, Fitzgerald Richards, Spencer Chung, those people, and a lot more.
Okay. So you would have saddled your first horse as a professional trainer when?
I think it was July or August of 2007, not sure of the month.
2007?
Yes.
How has that journey been for you since 2007?
It has been ups and downs. The thing about it, I like horse racing. I didn't come to be a professional trainer. We are going to train for a lot of people, because eventually I would have to leave my job. And I couldn't do that because horse racing take from you. It doesn't really give to you. It gives you fun, it gives you a little pleasure, but it don't give you financial stability.
And I would imagine in addition to that, it's a 365 days a year thing.
Exactly, that is what it is.
You talk about profession. What do you do outside of racing?
I'm in business where we do manufacturing. We manufacture uniforms, e.g. clothing, so we manufacture uniform for different business places and school uniforms.
Right. Who was your first winner trainer?
My first winner was Moon Dancer. That was my second start as a trainer. Right, and I trained. It was a 5-year-old maiden, so it was no big thing. We just starting from scratch with just a little horse.
Who was the rider?
Harrison Lewis.
What was that feeling like for you?
It was a good feeling because I beat my batchmate, which is Henry Harrison Jr., that had a horse named Riggs Victory, and he told me he was going to beat me, but eventually I beat him.
Were you a fancied runner in that race?
Yes, I think I was 7-2 or something like that.
And since that time, if you were to hazard a guess, how many winners do you think you would have saddled so far?
I know I saddled over 100. I think it's closer to near 170 in that region.
Not bad. Since you've been here, what winner, probably not even winner, but which horse would have probably given you the most satisfaction?
Undoubtedly would have been Shining Light. I saw this little horse in the sale. I bought it for a little money, and this horse eventually reached the open allowance. Right, and that horse was such a gem. Always run good, always give it his best. So I would say the highlight is really taking a little horse that nobody think was really good and bringing it to overnight allowance. Winning at overnight and bringing it to open allowance.
Your stable now, Can you tell us how many horses you have caring for?
My stable have 13 horses now. They have a 1 2-year-old, 1 3-year-old. The rest are older horses. I have 2 of them that is just on just problems, so just put them on stall rest, just to get back together. The fun in racing is not like it was before, where I have like 17, 18 horses. So I have to be scaling down. The expense is too much. And a lot of the owners are not happy with it.
Okay.
Trainer, you were telling us about a special occasion with a horse that you took to the track, expecting the horse to
Yes,
be...
man. I had a horse named Azario. Not Azaria, Azario. I told Mr. Azar that this horse moving like a winner. I think this horse is going to win, but I don't know what odds we're going to get. When the book came out, it wasn't a fancied horse, but I was so surprised. On the day, the horse got 99 to 1. And that horse beat a 3 to 5 favorite, and that was like a sweet victory for me.
Are you satisfied with where you're at right now, trainer?
The truth of the matter, I think it could have been better, but it cannot be better with how racing is right now. Because racing is not like when I just walk in here and you know that a bag of feed would cost like $300 or $400. A bag of feed now is like $3,000, right? And when you think of the stats and where the money is, in 2010 you have like the Jamaica Derby running for $9 million. That's 2010, and then 14 years later the same race is running for $7.5 million. It cannot be the same thing. It's harder financially. So I'm not happy where I am. I would have been happier if the purses was going with inflation, so we could have keep the same set of horses, better horses, and keep the sports going better.
So as a result of that, where do you see yourself in 5 years with the sport?
I think I'll be here, but I don't think the stable is going to grow, because it's hard to have owners or myself buying more horses. And you buy a horse for $2.5–3 million, and the first race you win, you get less than 400,000 as a maiden race. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. So I don't see it's growing. I think we will just remain like this just for the fun of the game.
All right, as a big name in the sport, horse racing, you were born into it. Since you have been around the sport, which horse would you say is the best you have seen race here? And it don't have to be one.
No, but the truth of the matter is undoubtedly I've never seen a horse like Eros. I witnessed this horse run multiple times, right? So in my estimation, I think Eros is the best horse I've ever seen run. I've seen She's on Wheels. I know she was good, but she didn't stay in Jamaica long enough to go through the time. But Eros run to an old age and was still running good. So I still have to say Eros is the best horse I've ever seen.
And was a horse that had track record in like about
four different
distances.
Exactly. And he was versatile. I remember one day, I think that horse ran a 9 and 25 one day. And it shows that, that horse showed that it was really a versatile horse.
Yeah. And if we were to continue along that trend, what about trainers? Who are some of the trainers who you look up to?
Well, there are good trainers that I've seen, and my favorite trainer, as I said, is Gary Sobrati. I think he's really, really a very good trainer, and because I spoke to him a lot, so he tells me pointers about horses. You have young trainer like Stephen Todd, which is my friend. He knows about horses. We watch the horses in the morning and we see them, but we still have to give the props to Mr. Fiani. He is the real maestro. His horses really, really run good. And he wins a lot of classic with all sorts of good horses. So Mr. Fiani, Gary Sobrati, top trainers.
Yeah, I'm going to segue a little bit. You spoke about Fiani a while ago and mentioned the word classics. I know it's every trainer's dream, every horseman's dream to win that. Your brother has won the most classics as a rider, probably in the world. So I know you want to win classics as well.
That is always a dream of a trainer, to have a classic horse. But a classic horse, you can find a horse to run in the classic, but it is so hard to find the horse to say, yes, this is the Derby horse or this is the Guinness horse and we're good to go, right? But we're searching, every year we're searching. Right now, Mr. Azar just acquired a nice filly, so hopefully in 2 years' time we'll see where she is.
In saying that, trainer, Of the horses you have now, do you have young horses in this 13 that you have?
I only have one 2-year-old. Only one 2-year-old. So I wouldn't say she's just a mediocre to me so far, unless she show vast improvement and become a good one.
All right, so we were on some of the best you have seen. So we spoke about horse ears, spoke about trainers. What about jockeys?
Well, for the jockeys, undoubtedly you have era that goes with this thing. I think Winston is the best jockey I've seen ride from the 80s when I was watching racing to Andrew Ramjeet. So they are the best too. But when you check what is going on and see I get in contact with so much jockey, there are also Dane Nelson. Dane Nelson is a phenomenal jockey. So I would have to put it like you have Winston, you have Dane Nelson, you have Andrew Ramjeet, and undoubtedly Shane Ellis is a real genius to tell you what is wrong with your horse and can help you to fix a horse, and he can ride them as good as ever.
Good stable hands. I mean, that's key in your business. You know, it's a teamwork.
It is.
So apart from telling me about the help that you have here, what about grooms? Who are some of the grooms that you see and you just like how they work?
Well, I have a small stable, you know. I have O'Neill Stevens, I have Duran Nugent and Joanne Roberts, basically 3 groom, and they are really good horses, good horsemen. The horses really look good.
Because
right?
your strike rate is pretty decent.
Right, and when I call them my grooms and ask them, say we're going to do this tomorrow, I don't have to call them and remind them in the morning, right? Because as I tell them before, I cannot do this. It's a team. I'm just a captain of the little team, and we work together, we can get some success.
Trainer, are you satisfied with your surroundings and the general way in which racing is being run?
Not at all. First of all, my stable is in a deplorable condition. I've asked to get repairs and everything, and nothing is happening. Nothing. There's nothing we can get done. Not even a little thing to change, a door to change. These are things that used to happen back then, where you would request your door to change because it break and everything, and it happened quickly. Now I write 3, 4, 5 paper, and it still hasn't happened. So we have to be working under a real restraint area with the horses them, just to bring them to perform at a decent show on a race day. And it's very hard.
But it must be, I mean, depressing to an extent for you, because you are responsible for the safety and the security of these horses.
Exactly. That's why I could never give up my job, because when I leave this place that is sometimes so depressing, I can go and sit in a nice office and work. Right? So we need more to spend for the raw material of racing, for racing to evolve. We cannot just leave the raw material. The raw material is the horses and the stable area, right? Because horses change every year. They change every year. Horses die, horses retire. Fresh horses come in. So we have to spend more time to keep the raw material that we have here, so the sports can continue to grow day by day. But right now it's not growing. The horse population has fallen. So we need for it to live again. And the only thing that can cause that is more money spending, purse injection, so the horses can be taken care of better. So that's what we really need here.
And obviously the sport runs the risk of turning away prospective.
Well, the truth of the matter, that is a truthful statement, because I have very good one. I have Philip Azar, right? And I have my nephew, which is Dr. Jermaine Spencer. But the first time they win a maiden race and I carry the check and give it to them and they see that little money, it's like, this is like a token. It makes no sense. It's just a little fun. You're just doing it for the fun. But if they could get that check, even if it's small, but not so small, but it can maintain the horse for either 3, 4, 5 months when they win a race, they would feel better. But after 2 months, you're going to have to write them a bill again. It makes no sense.
How do we get out of a pickle like this, trainer? I mean, obviously, you mentioned purse and, you know, but in terms of executing it, putting a plan together as horsemen.
There's one.
A follow-up trainer to that question is, you have a trainers association. What are they doing about
Listen, no matter what the trainers association is doing, when you dialogue because we go to meeting and we Supreme Venture chairman and the head and everything, and they will say they will discuss things and get back to us, and then 3, 4, 5 months, in the 6th month you will hear, oh, there will be no price increase this year. It breaks the heart of most of the people, the little owners, the little trainers, everybody. You will not get $1 more, although the feed price still increase, the tonic still increase, right? Everything increase, but you will not get $1 more just to even offset some of the expenses. This makes no sense.
So you are basically saying that, you know, owners and trainers have to be subsidizing.
They used to, no, they always have been subsidizing racing, but it would be like a 50% subsidizing. Now they are subsidizing racing by 62%, right? So it's 12% more gone on onto the owners and trainers to maintain these horses, to put on a show for the promoters and the people and the public that come to watch. So the owners are really feeling it. And remember, majority of the horses are owned by trainers.
In your little estimation, trainer, how long can this continue?
The truth of the matter, you know, the promoters have to do something for the people and for it to maintain and to be uplift again. Because 1 or 2 or 3 trainer cannot run racing, right? Just like in the world, one country doesn't live. You need aid from other places, right? So we need more money to come into the purses so everybody can see something. Remember, we're not looking for all back, you know, but just a little more. So a man will be more comfortable to collect a 3rd place. You collect a 3rd place and you get $30,000 or $40,000. You can buy some feed that can carry a little. But in the same essence, you're going to run a horse. You're going to run a horse and you have to bring it to the vet. The vet is going to work on 2 or 3 places on the horse just to put on the show. That bill is about $40,000. If you don't run 3rd, you cannot cover your vet bill. It doesn't make sense. This don't include, you're going to have to pay the groom, buy the feed and everything, just to pay the vet bill to put on the show. It's not there. The money is not there. So the purses need to be better, so even we can cover some of the expenses a little better.
Trainer, what about family?
No, I'm currently married. I have 5 kids. I have my first son, which is Gary Griffiths. He's big. He's a big man. He's overseas, living overseas. And then I have 2 sons that is going to JC. I have Joseph and Joshua Griffiths. Then I have 2 little girls, which is Naomi and Anna. They're the little ones that have the big brothers to protect them. My wife, oh, she's an owner. Tashian Griffiths. She owned a lot of the horses under here, which is JJ Tash.
Okay. Any one of the kids with any special liking for horse racing?
I think all my kids like horse racing, but Joshua loves it, right? He have a passion for it. He knows about horses, not just in Jamaica. He knows about international racing. I know the foreign horses. He knows the colors. He can call me sometime and say, oh, this big horse is going to run in Dubai. This one just run in Japan. So he knows it. He's currently going to 2nd farm at JC.
And none of your boys interested in
No, they're
riding?
big. No, they're big. My sons are big. They're taller than I am. Okay. My 15-year-old son is 6'4", and Joshua is only 13, and he's about 5'8".
Okay. Trainer, we feel your pain. We know it's real. We've been around for a bit, so we know it's real. And as they say in life, money makes the mayor run.
That is so true.
Having said that, we want to thank you for sharing some time with us and to let our viewers from the Quick Gallop and Galloper know a little bit more about Gary Griffiths. They would have seen the name for a long time without knowing too much about you. Thanks for sharing with us, and all the best going forward.
Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Thank you for watching another video produced by the team from quickgallopjaya.com and its YouTube channel, The Quick Galloper. Please stay on the channel for other enlightening videos on those involved in local horse racing. Please like, subscribe, and press the notification bell.